Hi, it's Lucy here, and I have this gorgeous but busy paper to create with. I want to share how to create 7 simple but lovely card designs with just one sheet of pattern paper. And I'll also use a piece of thin marigold coloured paper which has a slight texture to it, and some gold card for accents as well. So first off, I'll use 2 rectangle dies that are the same size as my card front, and this just makes it easier for me as I don't get along with a trimmer very well. I do love how the stitch rectangle die looks too. It always gives a lovely border with that stitching. I'll also die cut one smaller rectangle which will leave a lovely white border on my card. And I want to share a little idea with you as well. I have lots of business cards that I purchased and no longer have my website, so they're of no use, but they're perfect to add layers to my sentiments because of their size. They're a really thick card, so if you use them for die cutting, please be careful not to push your die cutting machine if it doesn't want to take it through. You don't want to break your machine. But if you receive any business cards and you don't need them any longer from people, you can just use them this way. They're great. I die cut out the marigold circle and a white circle at the same time, as the marigold circle is very thin, so I'll glue them together. I like the size of this sentiment with the circle, and so I can also glue that. I can add some paper flowers and we have a card ready. I've shown how I've put this together, but I'll make the other cards on video. I'll add a couple of leaves to the flowers to finish off the card. It was super quick and easy to make, but a lovely design for busy paper. If you love die cutting and you have border dies, this is a lovely easy design, and this is a brand new die from Uniquely Creative that I couldn't resist creating with. When fitting a circular border like this, you can cut the paper 2 ways. This way, I'm just using a pencil to trace where I need to cut with my scissors, and the other way you can do it is by using the die to cut it for you, and this will give you a perfect cut. You don't need dies to create borders like this. You can create a more simple circular style by tracing something round, then do the same again with a paper that you'd like as a border and glue them together. When adding a piece of paper that's not going to sit flush on my card, I like to add one piece of double-sided tape to the top of the card and the rest to the back of the paper. Then I can take the backing off the tape at the bottom and line up where I want the paper to go. I need to leave enough white space for the gold border, and once I'm happy with where the paper is, I'll make sure the bottom piece of tape is stuck down, and then I can remove the backing off the rest of the papers. If I took all the backing off the double-sided tape at once, I'd probably get in a right mess, so this is my favourite way of doing it. And I love layering up sentiments, and so I've die cut the best wishes with gold card and 2 business cards plus the shadow die, and I'll glue them all together, and this will stand out lovely against the busy background. I'm using a gorgeous sentiment die cutting set today, but you can use whatever you have at home for sentiments. If you like stamping or heat embossing sentiments, you can adapt these card designs to whatever you have in your stash. And alternatively, I have all the product links in the description box if you'd like to purchase any of these items. All of the items I'm using today are from Uniquely Creative, which are a wonderful Australian company, but they also ship internationally too. And the sentiment die set is amazing value at 25 Australian, which is about 16 to 17 US, and you receive the 3 sentiments and their shadow dies. But once they're sold out, I'm not sure if they'll be restocked, so if you want them, please don't wait. I have one piece of the paper that's the same size as my card front, and I'm not measuring, I'm just going to slice it on an angle roughly in the middle, and this gives me 2 pieces to make 2 cards. I also have some gold accents, as this is my favourite thing to do to jazz up a card and give it a real luxurious look. And just like that with the gold strip of paper and the sentiments, these cards are finished. To adhere the thin gold strips of card, I use a very small amount of glue along the edge of the pattern paper. I use a longer piece so I can just cut off the overhanging pieces, and again I don't have to measure anything. I'll add the sentiment with glue too, pop an acrylic block to help it dry flat, and finish the other card. And I have this sentiment and shadow already glued ready to go, but because the bottom of the card has paper on it, I need to level up the top piece of the sentiment. So I'll roughly cut a piece of scrap paper just for the top half of the sentiment, and this will ensure my sentiment sits level on the card. So let's take a closer look at these two cards, and doesn't the thank you look so gorgeous in gold and raised up off the card like that? No one's to know it's old business cards underneath. And an optional extra is to add some Nuvo drops to the centers of the flowers as well. So these were two more simple cards, but two very lovely cards with one piece of paper. I want to show you how I keep a lot of my dies on magnetic sheets, and I pop them into a recycled plastic bag to ensure they don't get lost, and this makes it easy for me to rifle through without worrying about a small die getting loose. And the dies I'm showing here is the sentiment set I've been using for these cards. So pretty much one sheet of paper and a sentiment die set is all you need to create all 7 of these cards today. But I am going to get a little flashier now and use the new bunting die set again. And these border dies can also be used as bunting, like delicate banners as well. It's a gorgeous set. It's also $25 Australian. And if you'd like to see me do a video focusing on different ways to use these, please let me know. I would love to create that. I've just die cut in the middle of another piece of paper that's the same size as my card front, and I'll make 2 cards out of the halves again. And next I'll die cut the long die twice out of gold, and isn't it magnificent? My gosh, it's so beautiful. I'm in love with this die set. I love new goodies, you could never tell, hey. The top piece of the paper has a straight curved border, and the bottom piece has the more fussy version where the banner has been cut out. And we'll pop the gold piece into it for a gorgeous, interesting look. And if you love this paper I'm using today, I'm totally surprised, but the 12x12 and 6x6 paper packs are still available, and they're on sale until they're sold out too. So this was one of my favorite kits. It's called Garden Path, and I've created so many cards with it on and off video, and I'll have links to the collection below too. And I'm never trying to sell you anything you don't need, but I know a lot of you love to know about the products I use, and having the same products I have makes it really easy to recreate the cards. You can also, of course, use what's in your stash. And while I'm mentioning products, a little birdie told me that Uniquely Creative are restocking the stitched sets of rectangles, circles, and arches soon. So I'll add the links below so you can choose to be notified when they're available, because I'm not sure how many they're ordering, so they could sell out quickly as they haven't had them for a while. I have a special bonus at the end of this video too, as I've found and added the 10 other cards I've created using this kit. And I also created a video called Garden Scene Card Ideas where I made a birthday card for my hubby. I haven't managed to find a photo of that, so that's not been added, but you can always watch the video. I'm going to add some flowers and glossy leaves to finish this card. And I just love that gold border. It's so beautiful, isn't it? For the next card, I've added the Best Wishes gold sentiment to it, and I'll just add some flowers and leaves to this one as well. I didn't create this 7th card on video as I didn't realize I had enough paper left to create one more card until later, and by then it was too dark to video, but you will see it coming up. And here's the 7th card I made with the paper. I fussy cut out some of the flowers from the scraps and added them to the card with foam squares. And I'd love to hear what you'd like to see me create with. I'd love to know what your favourite is, whether you love my cards using mostly papers or PET tapes and stickers or background dies, whether you like Christmas, mail, female cards. Please let me know. I'd love to know what's the most popular and try to create what you want to watch. I hope you've enjoyed seeing how I turned one piece of 12x12 paper into 7 cards, and please give it a thumbs up if you did and share my videos with your craft friends, as this really helps my channel grow, which in turn means I can spend more time making videos. And using any of my product links in the description box also gives me small commissions, and I get excited with every single order, especially because I know you're going to be receiving gorgeous goodies from a great company too. Here's the other 10 cards that I've created previously. And I love to read your comments and know if you have a favorite card or what you liked about the video. And you can find my Instagram, blog and Pinterest page links in the description box as well. Just click on the word more and it will open up all the information that you need. I want to say another thank you to Nancy B for sending me a super thanks this week. Big hugs to you. And that's it from me now, but I hope you have time to watch the next video suggested for you. Have an amazing day, happy crafting, and bye for now.